Hi guys, Fonzie from GM Motorsport Australia Speed. Today we're going to do some testing on some filters. You go, what are you doing? Well, we believe this filter is too small. Basically for this intake setup. So what we're going to do, we'll do a bit of Mythbusters. So we've simply just popped it out. We've logged the other runs. We've logged what pressure drop it had. We a couple of screwdrivers, got the job done, and we're going to do a simple test back to back. Here we go. Today we've got a VZ. It's an LS1. It's actually got 243 heads, which did come out on the LS6 in America and the LS2 in Australia. We've got basically the big banger TK camshaft in it and a set of pipes. OTR, as you can see by the size, with a decent camshaft and heads, we may run into some air restriction problems. But for all intents and purposes, we'll put it on, we'll show you what it makes, and we'll have a chat. So guys, you can see some big numbers out of the GM Motorsport CNC-243 heads. They're a good upgrade, and we've got our big TK cam, 343. It is an auto, pretty cool. So now we're going to run through some of the stuff, and we'll actually show you as well how the previous run, which made about 334, and we'll show you what the differences are. And we also had some few diagnostics issues on this car. These cars are getting a bit old now, they're 20 years plus. The good thing about coming here, we know, I won't say them words, shit from clay or wrong from right, but we get the job done. Our red line is yesterday, and we had a fuel pump issue, okay? These can be a bit tricky, these cars as well, with fuel pump regulation and everything else in utes, and most of the people, if you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't. We had all that right, but these cars are getting old, 20 years old, and then when you're trying to make big power, the standard pump barely hangs in if it's new. If it's done a couple 100,000 Ks, it's usually not going to be up to the task, and it's pretty common for these to go. So that's the problem we faced. Next run was dialing it in, and you can see we just continued on. So we bailed out here because she was going lean, and then we fuel pressure checked it and we were correct. So that's a good diagnosis one, and to show you that we're on top of our game and make it happen. So we'll get out of that and we'll put on here. Now this run was, it's got a little high stall in it, and that was unlocked, okay? 334, 335, close enough. Then the next run you'll see on the video, okay, is converter locked. And basically you're getting more efficiency because the clutch is trying to lock it up. It's nearly like a manual, trying to be one-to-one, instead of just, you know, relying on the pressure and the vanes locking up. You've got the lock-up clutch as well, and that's what gives you your fuel economy. So you can lock it in certain gears, and we have it in certain power modes. So we don't have it all the time. So in normal, it doesn't operate, and in power, we can for, you know, certain things. If guys drag racing or whatever it might be, we can tell them how we've set it up. So you can say it made, you know, 6, 7, 8 more rear wheel kilowatts, probably 15 horsepower. That was simply by pushing a button. They were back-to-back runs within seconds as well. So guys, that's what we do here at GM Motorsport and get it done. Now, the logger, we're down to 96 kPa. So we've got a restriction realistically, and the first one's going to be here, second one's going to be there. It is a stock throttle body, so it's pretty good numbers. 343, I believe, with just probably popping that out, you might go close to 350 kilowatts, which is, you know, pretty amazing for it. So, hey, maybe we should do another run and see what it does. Well, I think someone in the workshop might be happy because I think there was a record that might have just got broken. Different heads, but still LS1 cam only, CNC heads. 349.7, so I did say before that might have been holding it back, and we've just shown you that little air filter behind you, obviously, you can see is not big enough. So when you get to Ramjet 2, it's probably twice as big, and Ramjet 3 doesn't fit on this car, probably 3 times as big. It does matter when you get to it. Let's say size does matter. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And this one, it mattered. All right, let's go through the fat and get it done. Okay, and that's good. That's showed us exactly what we want. So we're showing you here, realistically, the power's the same, you know, maybe 2-3 kilowatts, and we'll show you, I don't know, we'll go here. Yep, within nothing. But you can see here up the top, it's carried on, and especially there, that's where you can see 7 to 8 kilowatts more in that. I know it's carried on here a little bit more, and that's obviously because it didn't die over, but realistically, that's your kilowatts, and it's mainly going to show that large spread there. And dyno doesn't lie, that's the torque as well, so it's carried that. So no filter is the winner in this instance. Most of the time, if the airbox and the filter is big enough, it doesn't matter, you could pull the filter out, really doesn't make any difference. When you start getting up here, that's where it needs done. So the bigger the filter, the better. Listen, for somewhere a bolt-on car, that would be suffice. You know, probably wouldn't be much, 1-2 horsepower. When you're talking numbers here, that's probably, you know, 7-8 kilowatts, that's 10-12 horsepower. The crank, probably 15, just by ripping that filter out. So we don't recommend it for the road use, obviously, but if you're drag stripping it, you would definitely be ripping that filter out. So guys, hope that's a bit of tech tip along the way. As I said, our gut instincts are usually pretty right. We've been doing this for a long time, and the numbers and the maths don't lie. So when we see a restriction in the KPA, we sort of know that, hey, it's got a restriction, and we took it out, and we got a, you know, increase in power. Thanks, guys.